sometimes I know that tears don't make sense and you don't even know how to deal with it. Most times guys don't know how to handle tears. When I was still trusting God for children, I would wake up and be so sad. I'd just be crying. And after crying, my husband's as manly as they come. He rides a power bike. He loves football. He loves trucks.
As a man.
Like full man's man.
Yeah, as a man.
So he's really, and he grew up with four brothers, so they're all boys. And his mom, so so there's no woman in the house, literally. Exactly. So you can imagine being married to someone. So I was weird to him. Like I wake up and I'll be crying. And also asking, why are you crying? Because I don't have a baby. It's been 5 years. And it's like, okay. So now that you finish crying, do you have a baby now? I'm like, you can't say that to me. Just let me cry. It's like, okay. If crying is not fixing, don't fix us. You are in a relationship. A woman is different. Understand that. She's crying, you don't know what to do, just hold her. If you don't know what to say to her, just keep going, oh, it's okay, baby. It's okay. It just makes us feel good that you understand that we're different. If a woman comes to you with an issue, sometimes she doesn't want you to solve the problem. I know that you find that very hard to understand. How she's telling you that this girl in her office is very annoying, every time they carpool she annoys, and you just say to her, don't get in the car. That's not what she wants to hear. Because she's going to leave that place and get back in that car and come back and tell you exactly the same thing, that this woman is getting on my nerves. So it's not really because she doesn't know how to solve the problem. In fact, she probably doesn't even want to solve the problem. She just wants to have something to say with you. So if you understand that you're dealing with someone different, you understand that it's not a woman, it's not a man that you're in a relationship with, it kind of makes it easier for you to have conversations. It kind of makes it easier for you to be a bit more gentle with her. And this is one of the biggest complaints. And so some of the things I'm sharing with you are some of the biggest complaints women, I've been counseling for about 17 years now. So these are the things I hear all the time. My husband treats me like I'm a man. He wants me to pay the bills and still carry everything with him. She wants you to be gentle. So if you remember, she's not like me. Remember, be gentle. And I know sometimes it's our fault. Sometimes we act like we have it all together, like we're really strong and everything. But we still want you to treat us like we're babies. So always remember, number one, that you are not in a relationship with another man. So don't think she will get it. Don't think she will take it like you. Don't think that you will just move on without saying, I'm sorry. That's another thing my husband used to do a lot of. He would do something to upset me and then just continue the conversation like, he'll buy me something nice and just continue the conversation like, okay, so I'm like, no. We have to talk about it. It's like, let's just move on. We can't just move on. Women are not built to just move on. We have to go back into the past, deal with what happened, and then we can move forward. We can't just, men really don't have much memory space. Women do. So for a man, and if you think about your male relationships, once you guys have lunch together or something, that issue is over. We're not going back to talk about, what are we talking about it? So the other day you parked in front of my house, I didn't like, how did that make you feel? Who's doing that weird thing? You do that kind of weird thing with your guy friends. But remember that you are with a woman, not a man. So she wants to have that conversation. She wants you to ask her, how did that make you feel? Okay, so what do you want me to do? How can I make you feel better? Okay, I'm sorry. Sometimes you're doing big gestures for something that you just say, I'm sorry. And so you do everything, buy the flowers, do everything, and then you feel like she's ungrateful. Because after everything, she still hasn't moved on. Do you know that you could have just said, I'm sorry, and you won't have to do anything else, and she would have moved on? So women need to talk. When they're upset, they need to talk. When they're happy, they need to talk. When they're confused, they need to talk. When they know what to do, they need to talk. They need to talk. And I know it's not a major need for you, but you need to realize that you're married to a woman and not a man. Okay? Did that help? Yeah. Second thing, if you're in a relationship, you need to understand her personality. I'm trying to tell you, these things will make it easy for you. You understand her personality, you understand how to deal with her, how she receives love. If you're single, you wouldn't even know how to propose. You'll be shocked at how different women are. I mean, guys, generally, it's just a really nice thing for a guy. Buy him a really great car, he's okay. I don't think men are that picky. But women, you'll be amazed. You know, the way a melancholy woman would want things done for her is different from the way a phlegmatic woman would want. It's different from the way a choleric woman would want. So if the woman is melancholy like me, she wants a lot of intimate, private affirmations. She wants things. So if you're going to propose someone like me, if you bring a live band, climb on top of a tree, and bring dancing band, I'll be so embarrassed. I probably will end up saying no. But if you're really sanguine, you just killed it. Because they want big, they want loud, they want everyone in the world to know. So you can't treat all women. You dated someone who liked things quiet, and then you're dating a new kind of woman, or you're with someone else, and you expect that, or the other woman likes things. You have to understand her personality. You have to understand that you don't date women, you date a woman. You don't marry women, you marry a woman. That's why something may work with your mom and dad. Well, my mom was like this. Your wife is totally different. Your mom probably doesn't want attention. She just wants everything quiet. Your wife wants to travel the world. She wants everyone to know her husband has money. It is the most confusing thing for men. But if you understand the personality of the person you're dealing with, for a choleric woman, action. She doesn't want words. She doesn't want I love you. She wants to see that you love her. Do stuff. Buy stuff. That's what she wants. So you first have to understand her personality. You have to deal with her as a separate individual, not like anyone you've ever met before. And the way you do that is by gathering information. You need to talk. No matter what you do, when you're in a relationship with a woman, you must talk to her. You must talk. You must ask questions. It's fact-finding for you. Because every woman will teach you how to love her, but you must listen. You can't just come with, oh, I know what to do. No. I can guarantee you that you will mess up a really good thing if you think you know what to do. You need to ask her questions. You need to find out, what do you need? How do I... So when we first got married, and I'll give you a lot of our own personal examples, because I like to share what I know. Like, I can't just... So I like to share what I know. So when we first got married, my husband had this... Like I said, we didn't have sisters. His mom is literally a man as well. So they're all guys. He has a lot of male friends. So he didn't know how to deal with me when I was upset. So if I'm upset, no matter what you do, I must hear the words, I'm sorry. And my next response would be, for what? So initially, my husband didn't know that he would apologize. He would go and do all the big gestures, buy this, buy that. And gifts not my love language. I'm not interested in any gift you buy. So I wasn't moved. He would upset me. And so after a while, he learned that just say, I'm sorry. So he would upset me and just come, and after dragging himself, he would go and say, okay, baby, I'm sorry. Scratching his head, okay, I'm sorry. And then I would shock him by, for what? He's like, no. I've tried. I've given you, I'm sorry. But you see, I need to know if you know why you're sorry. Because if you know why you're sorry, if you know what you did to offend me, you won't do it again. And that's what I want. I'm not really after the big gestures. I'm not really after, telling everybody, so go on stage and say my wife is the most amazing person. I don't care. Tell me you're sorry, but let me know that you understand what you did wrong, so you don't do it again. Sometimes men apologize, but they're not apologizing for what they did wrong. They have no clue. So your wife is upset with you, and you say you're sorry. Why? So if you can answer that question before you go and apologize, but you need to know. So some women, like I said, the personality matters. So some women, they want the big gestures, especially some women. She's not interested in your... In fact, offend her again right after that, she's not interested. Just buy the big gifts, make noise. So you must understand her personality. Next thing is you must understand her love language. If you don't understand your partner's love language, you guys are going to fight a lot. It's like being married to someone who speaks French and you speak English. And both of you are talking. You may even say nice things, but she doesn't understand what you're saying. That's exactly what happens in a lot of marriages or relationships. The men are saying, I love you, but they are saying it in ways the woman does not understand. And usually people speak their own love language. So for instance, if you're a person who understands love by the gifts you get, you're most likely going to be the person who buys a lot of gifts. So my husband is an acts of service kind of guy. Okay? So he likes people to help him do stuff. He's not very, doesn't like to do things with his hands. So he doesn't mind pick his clothes, everything. He just doesn't want to be bothered with those things. But I'm a words of affirmation kind of person, or quality time. Quality time more than words of affirmation, I guess. Quality time. So I remember when I had my second child. I had my second child. My third child, my son. So my husband took us to America, dropped us there, and then he was supposed to leave the next day. So I thought, and this is me because quality time is important to me. I want to spend time with him. I thought he would spend the last 24 hours with us. I got up in the morning, my husband had left. He came out at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. He came home with a brand new car. And he was so excited. Honey, come outside. And I was like, what is it? And I was very heavy. I said, what is it? He said, come outside. I have something for you. So I came outside. He said, this is your brand new car. I just looked at him. Thank you. I walked back into the house. My husband was literally vibrating. And I didn't say it to be mean, to be honest. It was just that he was saying I love you because, so he's an acts of service kind of guy. So that means he likes people solving problems. And you know in America, transportation is terrible. So he was thinking, if I go back, how are you guys going to be moving around? You have 2 other babies with you, you're pregnant with all of them under 5. And so I want to make it easy for you to move around. So he went out early in the morning to a car auction to go and buy me a brand new car. And he brought the car. I was really excited. And I don't know what's got the car or anything, but he was really excited because it was a really good car. And so he assumed that I was going to jump on him and be so happy. But all I could think about was, you have reduced the last 24 hours I have with you to about 10 hours. So when I came outside, it wasn't like I was being ungrateful. It was just like, you're telling me I love you, but that's not what I'm getting. So if I had done that, if the tables were turned and I had done that for him, he would be very excited because I've solved a major problem. Like I said, that's his love language. So he was speaking to me in that language. All I wanted was a few hours with him. Not with anybody else, just with him, knowing he was leaving. So he spent a lot of money and still didn't achieve what he wanted to achieve. Now, to be honest, later the car came in handy, but at the time, that wasn't what I needed. So no matter what he was speaking, I wasn't getting it. So it's like some women that you will tell, I love you, I say, I love you, I promise. She's like, show me the money. I'm not about this life with you, this I love you, speaking in English to me. What's I love you? It's not going to pay my bills. So you need to understand the person you're with. You need to understand their love language because you will be wasting your energy, and that's what really frustrates men. You are investing so much, doing so much, and saying, I'm working so hard for you and the kids. And she's like, but I don't see you. Obviously, quality time is her love language. And then you're spending time with someone, like, you're disturbing me, always around me, I need space. Obviously, it's not her love language. But she's always complaining, you don't help me with the kids, you don't help me in the acts of service. So some days, just get the kids out, get a babysitter or something, take her out, quality time she needs. Understand her love language and speak it. If not, you're both going to be frustrated because you're going to be putting in so much effort in the wrong place. The next thing, women want you to know that sometimes your helper needs a helper. So the only woman in the room with me is encouraging me because she knows it's true. Like I said, when the reason I put this together was I did a poll with the women in our church, and I asked them, what would you like men to know? And this is what they said to me, and that's what I brought to you. And to be honest with you, women are largely the same when it comes to their needs. So women want you to know that your helper needs a helper, especially Christian men. You know, because it has been drummed into you that God said it's not good for the man to be alone, so I'll make you a helper. So your mind, she's my helper. And somebody who is here to help me can't possibly need help. Because if she couldn't help herself, she wouldn't be helping me. But women are not like that. Especially if it's a really good woman. She will put herself in harm's way to help you. So sometimes you need to help her. Help her with her dreams. Help her with her life. Sometimes my husband helps me to rest. He makes it compulsory because I don't know how to rest. I can just move on. There's a dream, I'm moving. Let's do this, let's do that. Sometimes he just says, no, you're not going to do this. Just rest. Sometimes help her. Help her with the kids. Help her. I know that here everyone is busy and time literally is money. So sometimes, that extra time that you give her translates to her as love. This man really loves me enough to give up the time he would have used to make some money or do something, something else. Help her with her own dreams. I'm really trying to articulate in a way that, I'm a woman, so I'm probably not speaking men language. So maybe when Pastor K comes, to be able to put it to you guys in the way men will understand. But the truth is that a lot of women feel overwhelmed. They feel like they're carrying everything and nobody's seeing them, nobody's helping them. Sometimes give her the day off. Sometimes make dinner. Sometimes, I know sometimes you do, but sometimes just, go the extra mile. Not because it's a duty, or not because if I don't do it, nobody's pick up the slack. Sometimes do it as a treat for her. So even if she's supposed to do something, it's mapped out on her schedule, she's supposed to do it, just take it over and just do it for her. Help her with her own dreams too. Ask her, what do you want to do with yourself? How can I help? What plans do you have? A lot of women are becoming bitter. And that's what's leading to the increase in feminism. It's not because women are feeling like they are being marginalized. They are bitter. Women are really, what they've done is that they've twisted the good thing that feminism should be. And they've twisted it into an army of women who are fighting men now. So that's when you start hearing things like men are scum. Men are this, men are so weak. You start to hear all those things. It's because they've been so hurt, they can't fight their own man, so they have to create an agenda to fight all men. And so it's coming from a place of bitterness. And once they meet a woman who is a bit overwhelmed, they enlist her in that army. Because the new thing that they're all doing is that they're making it seem like every man is a narcissist. I don't know if you've seen, that's the new thing going around. So more women are saying, oh, my husband is a narcissist. I'm like, these are men that our mothers would have married easily. All of a sudden, they're all narcissists because he wants what he wants. That's a man being a man. No man wants to be controlled. So all of a sudden, because he says, no, I don't want this. My husband is a narcissist. He doesn't listen to me. I'm like, if you even know the meaning of narcissism, you won't even be having this conversation. But it's becoming a thing because women are tired. They're overwhelmed by carrying so much alone. And they have people who are fighting men and they're encouraging them to come out of their homes. So we're having a lot more broken homes. And they can't, every time I'm in counseling with a lot of them, they can't tell me why they're leaving their husbands. My husband is a narcissist. Explain to me, ma. What is he doing? Please just explain to me. What is he doing that has not been done before? What is he doing that your father did not do? But your mother stayed there. I think times have changed. No, people have changed. They don't make them in the same stuff they used to make our mothers. And I'm not encouraging bad behavior or toxicity. I'm just saying that we need to be more concerned about how our wives are doing. Help them. Ask them questions. What do you need? A lot of them feel like, I'm just here, slaving away, helping my husband. I'm doing things for him, his dreams. I had to drop out of school. He goes to school. I have to work extra hours. So I'm hearing all kinds of complaints. And at the end of the day, now he's come out and he's treating me badly. Because she feels like her own dreams too are not being met. She had to sacrifice them for you. So you have to get to a point where you start to ask, how can I be a blessing to you? How can I help you? What do you really want to do? Because if after 50 years, 30 years, 40 years of marriage, most times you see men are doing okay, but the wife is bitter. She's old and she's bitter. And you're wondering, where did this come from? It's always been there. She just didn't have that conversation. So it's important that you understand that men need help. Women need help. Number 5. I'm going to say it exactly how the women said I should tell you. So, number 5, they said your ears are not for decoration. Use them. That's what they said. It's not me. Like, Pastor here. I'm there to run. They said I should tell you your ears are not for decoration. Use them. Too many women complain that men don't listen. It's true. Men don't listen. I know that men hear from inside, not hear really. But you see, sometimes, and the reason why is because men are largely logical. And women most times speak from a place of emotion. So for instance, you want to invest in something, and you're telling her that, see, from my projections, if I invest this, if I do this, and she just says, I don't think you should do it. You say, why? I don't feel we should do it. To a man, that doesn't make sense. But not everything is logical. Sometimes the women are gifted with intuition. We can't tell you why, but we can tell you that this is a bad investment. And I know it doesn't make sense. In fact, I always tell women, pay the price, allow them make a few mistakes. And that's how really our own marriage started. My husband was very reckless with money. I can't even believe I survived this marriage. Very reckless. Like, my husband makes a lot of money, but he's a big spender. And on crazy things. So he can just fall in love with this pool table that is that he has to ship from somewhere. He just always comes up with crazy projects. And I mean, even at a time when we couldn't afford anything. So when we first got my first few years, we couldn't afford anything. My husband comes home one day with a South African boabo. And look, I don't know, Peter, did you ever meet that dog? No, you didn't. Never. Dipsy. She's like this. If Dipsy stands like, on her hind, she's the same height with us. You heard it. She broke down, she hit our gate one day and broke the gate down. Iron gate. My husband came home with that thing. And I said to him, what's this? He said, that he got a good deal for it. I don't care what a good deal, we can't afford it. And he said, wait, you don't understand. And he can be a motivational speaker when he wants to be. It's like, no, don't worry. See, you don't get it. Honestly, let me tell you. Let me explain to you. What are you explaining? What can you possibly be explaining? So he finally comes home and says, no, that was a good deal. If we had missed this deal. A good deal compared to what? First of all, we don't need a dog. We don't even have the space for a dog. He said, oh, no, he always loved dogs, even as a child. And so when he saw this deal, and it's pure breed. Are you a dog breeder? Does it really matter? And he just went on and on and on. I allowed that one. If I want, let me backtrack so you understand what I mean by this man. Now, when he brings this dog, the dog is supposed to eat one really large, the fish is like this. And this fish is what my husband and I will eat 2 weeks. Supposed to eat it at every meal. And he's explaining to me how I don't understand the importance of what exactly are you explaining? So the first day went to check out the hall. We wanted to rent the hall where we were to do our wedding reception. We're looking at the hall. Next thing, I couldn't find my husband. So I'm like, where did you say? Oh, he wanted to use the bathroom. So I said, okay. Stayed for about 5 minutes. I couldn't find him. 10 minutes. So I go downstairs to look for my husband. And there he is with the person who was showing us the hall. They're looking at a pit bull. And my husband says, oh, wait, let him explain to me. It's important that we have pets in the house. Because, I'm like, first of all, we don't live in the UK. Why do you want to have a pet? Nigeria, everything, survival. So why are we looking for something else to feed that doesn't have to be alive? And so he convinces me how we need that. Then after the wedding, 2 pit bulls arrive in my house. Why? He says if he buys one, that will be lonely and to die. So I'm talking, spends money for no reason. So he bought that pool table that he wanted so much that we had to import from somewhere. I can't even remember the place. Then he realizes that he can't put it outside without a carport, so we had to build a carport for it. And then after a while, rainfall, and no, Nigerian rain does not have respect to it. It can fall sideways, it can fall. So he decides to go against the way the carport is. So he wets it, and then he says, oh no, that is spoiled. So that he wants to sow it into someone's life. That if you sow it, you will reap another one. And then he buys another one. And by every house we've been, there has been one reason why he needs a pool table, how it's important that people come around so he can use it to minister the gospel to them. And he just always has a story. And so my husband turned 40. And I asked him a question. If you die now, how will the children and I survive? We didn't have savings, a dime. I'm telling you, like, we didn't have a dime saved. If you save money, my husband will come and say, the Lord said, we've struggled and bought one property somewhere. And he came one day and said, oh, God told him to sow it and sell it. And God, I'm like, God, if anything happens to you now, and somehow, instead of complaining, you know what God told me to do, interestingly? And that's how I know that men can't really, you see, all this emotional, they don't. Even when I said, what will happen to you and the children, it was like, people will be fine. Men don't really, all those things don't really move, man. You'll be fine, fine. I had to start saving. Men are kind of competitive by nature. Even something as small as social media, how my husband got on social media today, that he's so popular on social media, was because he was looking over my shoulder one day and saw that I had 10,000 followers. And said to me, what's that? I said, it's people that are following me. He said, to where? I said, so that means that anytime I post something, these 10,000 people can see it. He said, 10,000 people. Thank you. 10,000 people. He said, that's 10 times our current hall. 10,000 people. He says, what are you doing there? Before I could blink, my husband had gotten on social media, hit 100K, hit 500K, hit 600K, just because I challenged him. So I started saving money. And I started saving money for him. So every week, there was a certain amount of money that was coming in, and I knew that I could take at least 100K he would notice. It's like I said, he was making a lot of money, but he wasn't. So I had to take money he wouldn't notice. You know that? So I was saving the money for him. I was putting it aside. So one day, he asked the accountant and said, I noticed that there's money going consistently. And said, ask Pastor M. Said, that's why I think there's a problem, because Pastor M doesn't spend money. So how is this amount of money going consistently? What's she buying? So he came to me and I said, no, I'm even saving the money for you. He said, how much? When I told him how much I had saved, he said, without noticing anything, he said, then you tell me. And I said, but that's what I've been telling you. I just couldn't come up with the logic to explain it to you. So sometimes, until a woman learns that this is how you can, men have to see, you have to show them. Men don't really learn by sitting down like this. Men like you to show them. Show me how to drive. Show me that I can do this. Show me. So I showed him that you can make money. All the while I've been telling him, for how many years? I've been telling him, save money. What if you can't leave the children alive? He didn't listen to me until I showed him that you can save money and it won't even affect you. Now, I don't even want to tell you how much this man is worth. If I tell you, I rob him, so let me just keep my mouth shut. So please, your ears, that's why your wife is your helper. Sometimes she may not know how to say it logically, but when she says something, listen, think about it. Think about it. A lot of men are not making the best because they don't understand that the woman is sent to help. The last thing I want to say, which is very important, please don't play with sex. Don't play with sex. A lot of men think adultery is no big deal. It is. It will destroy your life, it will destroy your wife, and it can destroy your destiny. You think you're the one, you're having a great time, you're sleeping around, nothing like God is a God. You don't got nothing. The women are going to reduce you to a piece of bread. I don't have time. I was going to spend time to talk about that. But sex will destroy you. That's why God wants it in the safe confines of marriage. He says, I know you have, if you read 1 Corinthians 7 in Message translation, he says, I know you have sexual urges. Say, but marriage is strong enough to contain it. Yeah. So I'm going to just quickly do this. Side chicks are not crazy. They are agents of darkness. Sent to totally wipe you out. And you don't know. You just think that she'll sleep with me, I just give her money. She's not taking your money, she's taking your life, literally. And the day it will matter, when you have gotten to the top, she will go to social media and bring you right down. I hope you're able to learn something.
Oh, I'm as man as they come. So looking at my trouble, there's no portable in the parlor of this new house. I vex so. She didn't believe it. Hey, Olu, how are you doing? Bless you. Do you have any questions? Quickly, please ask me any question before I start. Thank you.
Why do you love dogs so much?
If I have to explain to you, then you won't understand. If I have to tell you, you won't understand. Any other question?
It's a bit long-winded. When you were speaking about meeting a woman's needs.
Yes.
It gets to a point where you do it, and then you then begin to start seeing her like a younger sister. So how do you still preserve that whole idea that, this is my wife, this is my baby?
Needs. So it can't just be, it's not just functional. There's a lot of it that is romantic. So trust me, you won't see her like sister. If you're seeing her like sister, then you need to, step up the romantic side of that relationship. The sexual side, the romantic side, the emotional side. So to keep it going. All right? One more before I share. One more question. Men don't like to ask questions. How many people are Arsenal fans? Let me see your hand. Arsenal. Yes, don't deny your club. Okay. All right. How many people are not married? You're here and not married. Not married. Okay. All right. Okay. So, I don't know what she shared. Give me a expo. Was there a title to what she shared? Eh? I didn't. Wow. Okay. For me, I want to share 7 things men should provide, like I talked about. I started by saying that I'm a man's man, so I'm as man as they come. I was smoking weed from when I was a young teenager, like 13, 14. And in those days, some of you are old, so in those days to buy weed, it's not like now that they order it. Those days to buy weed, you have to enter the lion's den to go and get it. You must be a rugged person. You must be a criminal too. So I've been carrying a pistol from secondary school too. So I was as rugged as they come. Oh yeah. I was not planning to go to university to study. I was planning to go to university to die. I was like, I've been riding motorcycles too since I was young. So I'm a man's man. I'm a football person, committed fan. I've been to Etihad Stadium a lot of times to watch our matches. I'm a Man City fan, So I'm a man's man. Pool table in my parlor, new house I'm putting pool table in the parlor. I'm as man as they come. And that helps me to realize why many men don't make good husbands. You can't be a good husband by chance. That's just the truth. The way we are wired, you're not going to make it in marriage. Even if your wife stays with you to the end, she'll be very unhappy. It's only very few men that can categorically say their wives are happy. If we bring a score sheet now, let your wife score whether she's happy or not, most people won't like the results. Yeah, some wives are staying not because they like the man, it's just because they have kids and she's just too tired to go and start afresh. And that's not the best way it should be. God's plan is that you will be a 5-star man. You'll be the kind of man that, even years after marriage, your wife is still happy she's married you. She's still, there's still love in her eyes. She still admires you. You're the kind of person she really, really admires. And I discovered as a guy, that won't come to you naturally. That's the truth. It didn't come to me naturally at all. Even though I coach now and teach relationship, I was not like this at all from the beginning. I was a horrible husband at the beginning too, Yes, I was a horrible guy. So I had to learn it. So the real thing you need is the ability to learn. All right? Naturally speaking, as guys, no, because your thinking and the way you see life won't just fit into a woman's need. Just like I said downstairs, a man's major need is freedom. A woman's major need is security. So we are opposites. When they say we marry the opposite sex, opposite is the key word. We are opposites. All right? Things that make sense to you won't make sense to her. And for us, we are wired to think about making money. That's just what we were taught, that, hey, you need to provide for your family. You need to make money to be responsible. So most of us are wired to make money. And apart from providing for our family, making money helps us. We feel more important when we make money. We get our sense of identity from work. And it gives us freedom, because if you don't have money, you can't do many things. All the things you dream to do, it takes money to do it. So money is the main thing we are good at. And out of 7 things to provide, money is one of it. And that's fine. Most of us are providing that. So I don't want to waste so much time on that. We're wired to do that. Women don't like money because they just like money. It's because money provides one of the major needs they have. A woman's major need is security. All right? This is why a man can be a multi-billionaire and still have a failed marriage. I told you, 8 out of the 9 richest men in the world are divorced. And when I say this sometimes, men say, is it because those women know that if they divorce you, they will get settlement? And I'm telling them, I say, that's proof that you don't even understand women at all. Women don't dream half and half dreams. It's men that dream half and half that I will divorce and still have my car. It's men that dream like that. Women want to have it all. They want to have the man, they want to have the family, the kids, and the money. That's how women dream. It's men that say, okay, I can be divorced and not have custody of my kids, but as long as I have my business. It's men that dream like that. Women don't. Women are fantasizers. They dream of a perfect world. So they want to have the husband, a good one, not even just any husband, a great one, then have great kids and still have the money. That's why she married a billionaire in the first place. So she's not planning to have just money. That's not how women do. That's why those of you that are African, okay, most of us are Africans. Most of you are Africans. That's why if you see when women do charms for money, they do charm for a man to give them money. Men go straight ahead and behead people and get money direct. There's nothing about a woman that doesn't concern a man. So women don't dream like that. Women don't dream about money. All the charms women do is to get a man that has money. It's not about money. Women don't go and behead people just to have money. It's men that do that. Do you get what I'm saying? So when you think those women are divorcing just so that they can get settlements, then you're joking. You don't understand women at all. Women don't dream like that at all. I've talked about the king of Dubai. I love Dubai. And when I saw the kind of mind that guy had to build that country from a desert to what it is, incredible mind, a genius mind. That guy is divorced 5 times. You know how rich that guy is. You know how powerful king of Dubai is. Divorced 5 times. There are women that enter his life and say, I can't stay. Because it's not about money for women. It's never about money. That's just 1/7. 1/7 in any school is failure. 1 out of 7. It's failure in any school. So we are wired to make money. That's great. That's just number 1. There are at least 6 other things a woman needs that will make her happy. And I'll run through them for you. Number 2, since we all know money. And you must understand how women see money. Again, I told you, women see money as a tool. So don't be upset when they spend it. We see it as a price. They see it as a tool. You know, a price, like when you win trophy, you put it in your shelf. You admire it. You pass and feel good. Say, yeah. That's how men see money. Women see money as a tool. It's something they must spend. That's why you can be there are rich men that their families are poor. They have poor mother in the village, poor cousin. He's not giving them 1 dime. He's a rich man. Because men see money as a price. Hardly will you see a woman that don't give him. She's helping everybody. Helping her mother, helping her, everybody. Women see money as a tool. So you need to understand the psyche. So when you are so tripped about how much you made, she gets happy when we start spending it. And I tell men, you are not worth how much you have in your account. You are worth how much you can spend. Not how much you have in your account. If you are worth $10 billion and you want to continue to be worth $10 million, it means you can't spend out of the $10 billion. So you are not really worth $10 billion to me or to anybody. You're just worth $10 billion to the bank. And you will die one day and leave with $10 billion. You are worth how much you can spend while you are here. That's how women say it. Is somebody get what I'm saying? Most men are saving money for their kids. Your kids are going to pounce. And it might take you 30 years to make that money you saved. Your kids are going to finish in 30 days, sometimes 30 months. Because something you didn't suffer to make, you're not going to treat it like that. So you need to know how much you're really worth. So when your wife wants to spend money, allow her spend. That's what you're really worth. That spending is what you're worth. The one you're keeping is not your own. You're not worth it. It's just bank paperwork. It's not really your worth. How is it your worth when you're not going to touch it? It's not your worth. So women see money as a tool. So let's go to number 2. I've talked about money. Number 2, women need spiritual security. Spiritual security. Women are more complex than us. Men are largely physical. This is why we can't separate sex and love. If a man says he likes you, he's thinking of expressing it sexually. That's just it. But women are so diverse. That's why a woman can have an affair without it ever being sexual. In fact, most affairs women have, most married women that have an affair, is not sexual. It's emotional. That's why a woman can even enjoy sex without having an orgasm. Have you ever seen a man having sex without orgasm? It's not possible to say I enjoyed the sex and he's still standing straight. But women can enjoy sex without orgasm because for them the connection is more valuable than just this physical sex. We are largely physical, they are not. So the spiritual aspect of a woman's life, meeting her spiritual need, is as vital as the way your own sexual need is. So spiritual intimacy. This is why women always follow spiritual men. Women followed Jesus. The major people that sponsored Jesus' ministry were women. It's there in the Bible. The people that went to check when Jesus died were women. Men went back to work. Men get their identity from work. Men left Jesus and went back to fishing. Women were the ones that went to check because they were in love with Jesus. They really loved Jesus. The men went back to work. Men get their identity from work. That's why I say, man, don't follow your instincts for work. Your instinct is to work and work and work. I can't say billionaires because, I'm kind of one of the most popular relationship coaches in my country. So most really, really rich people, when they want to do counseling, it's me they want to use. I'm quite affordable. I think my charge is somewhere around, I'm getting close to $1,000 per hour to do counseling. I'm quite affordable. So, yeah, it's about that now. It's about $1,000 for 1 hour. So, and the top guy is one of with me. Over the weekend, I counseled the Major General. He had paid since January, but he said he didn't want virtual. He wanted in person. He had paid in General. So finally I was able to see him in May when I was in Abuja for 3 days. 2 generals came to see me, 2 Major Generals, 2 different days. And one of them is a multi-millionaire. If I put them are rich, you can't afford me if you're not rich. So both of them are rich. So one of them was saying, he was saying that he owns a big business in America, in Houston. And, I was telling him that, and the wife was complaining about attention. I said, look, you know that it's not because you have to be at the office that you're at the office. Most men have that idea. I have to be. No, you don't have to be. You are following your instinct. Your instinct is to work. And when you are tired, it's work you still use to relax. That's your instinct. And if you're going to love a woman, you can't use instincts. So I was trying to tell him that you're making so much money. Don't forget the reason you are making the money is for this family. And of what use is it if you're making the money and you're not spending time with the family? Like your wife needs you. The reason why you're making this money is so that you can hire somebody else to do what you can. So that there are things you can't delegate. I was telling him there are things you can't delegate. You can delegate that thing happening in the office. You can't delegate taking care of your wife. That time with your wife, somebody can do it for you. Or at least you won't want somebody to do it for you. Somebody can. Somebody can, but you surely don't want that. You understand? So I was talking about the fact that don't follow your instincts. A woman's need spiritual, intimacy or spiritual security. That's why women respect pastors. I see many men say, you respect your pastor. You call him sir. But you come here, you don't respect me. Hey, brother, when you start prophesying to her life the way a pastor does, she too will start respecting you like that. When you start being able to share scripture, when you start being able to pray, and see, you don't have to be a spiritual giant. I get it. You can't be a spiritual giant overnight. But you can pray with her. You can start. All of us started. You know the 11 players of Arsenal and everybody on their bench. But you don't know 11 scriptures. So it's not because you lack memory. It's interest that you lack. It's not capacity you lack, it's interest. Some of you know the people that have won all the FA Cups for the past 20 years, all the Champions League trophy for the past 20 years. So you have memory. You're just focused on the wrong thing. A woman likes spiritual intimacy. I understand. You might not be a pastor. But can you start by praying with her when she wants to pray with you? Because it's a need for her. She's not just trying to be religious. It's a need for her. The more spiritual you are attempting to be, it gives her a sense of security. Because a spiritual person won't do some certain things. Women, the way their mind works, I hope there's only one woman here, and she's wearing earphones. I hope she's not hearing me. So women are naturally speaking paranoid. The way their mind works. Oh, their mind is dropped. It's not like your own at all. And that's what gives people a problem. Because a man is thinking a woman is a man. A woman is thinking a man. We're not the same creatures. We're not even the same creatures at all. I don't even know how God expected us to live together. We're not the same creatures. A woman's mind is constantly going around. The way they describe it is that her mind is constantly rotating. And the past, present, and future are all together. And it's constantly rotating. That's why sometimes, out of nowhere, something from the past will come up. And you're wondering, how did we get here? It just rotated. It just came up. I'm telling you, that's how her mind works. It's not even her fault. She's not trying to be difficult. She's just doing her best. It's like you're riding a wild horse. It's a lot of work to manage. I had one big dog called Dipsy. It was a babu, massive dog. The dog should take me for a walk. I'm not going to take the dog for a walk. I'm going to take him for a walk. I'll do my best. It was just tracking. Massive giant dog. So that's how it is. Their mind is like a wild horse. So they too are doing their best to control it. So anything you can do to help them manage that in their mind is helping them. So you being more spiritual gives them some comfort. Because they know that if you're spiritual, God is watching over you. If God's not watching over you, they have to watch over you. And trust me, you prefer God to watch over you. Because God is way more understanding. Somebody get what I'm saying? Their minds rotate. I don't know if I said it here. They did a science study. They put men to sit down. Just sit down like this. And put machines on their mind. They found out that a man's brain activity reduced drastically. Just by him saying, that's why after work and all that, you want to watch TV. You're not even watching. You're just winding down. You're just doing nothing. Because that's how your mind is wired. A woman's mind is unable to do that. They put women down in the same place, sit down, their brain activity increased drastically when they sat down doing nothing. Because all of them were worrying, why am I sitting here doing nothing when I could be doing many other things? Their brain activity increased drastically. That's why many women wake up tired from sleep. Because their mind is constantly running around. So you need to understand what I'm talking about. So that's why security is important. Because you have to help her. If you don't create positive drama, she will create her own drama. And you don't like her own drama. So you're taking the control by creating positive drama. Okay? So spiritual security. Pray with her. Spiritual intimacy is important for her. It's not just something she wants. It's something she needs. Say, you can, how difficult? It's not so difficult. You can learn a script. You can listen to a message. You can pray with her. Maybe you can pray. Tell her to pray, but hold hands with her. It is a major turn on for her that you're interested in spiritual things. Major turn on. You're wondering, why does she always listen to men of God? You can be a man of God. She will listen to you. She will listen to you. She will admire you. One of a man's major needs is to be admired. Well, I'm telling you how she will admire you. Spiritual security. Number what? 3, emotional security. I'm just touching these things on the surface, okay? Emotional security. Emotional security. These are the things men don't understand, that they think, if I just provide for the house financially, I'm fine. Her needs are too many. More than what one man salary can solve. Emotional security. So, this is telling her, I love you. Telling her I need you. Telling her I miss you. Telling her you're beautiful. You're pouring into her emotionally. See, you don't want to see a woman when her emotional tank is empty. If her emotional tank is empty, she's going to give everybody a bad day. If she's having a bad day, everybody's going to have a bad day. So fill her emotional tank. Call her for no reason. All right? Check on her for no reason. Say I love you for no reason. The way a woman's memory works, she remembers all the bad things you have said and never remembers any good thing you say. So all the good things, you must say it every day, every week. The bad things they said in 1982, she has never forgotten. I told you the way their mind works, totally different from our own. Totally different from our own. All right? So never use words carelessly. I tell men, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say will be used against you in the court of law. So, but be generous with your words. You actually build a woman up with words. And let me tell you guys, at the beginning, this will be very awkward for you because that's not your natural instinct. It was very awkward for me to tell my wife, I love you at the beginning. Most awkward thing ever. Because guys don't talk like that. Which one is I love you? You're my guy. That's what matters. My G. I'm here. If I'm here, if I show up. Yeah, as long as I show up, or I say, we'll go somewhere together, that's me saying you're my person. And for women, it doesn't work like that at all. Just like the way the Bible says, Christ builds the church by the washing of the water by the word to present to himself a glorious church without spot or wrinkle. That's how you're going to build your wife up. You must be deliberate with words. Tell her you're beautiful. I love you. I will never need another person in my life. And let me tell you guys something. During sex, women still want to hear those kind of words. Thank me later. That one is bonus. Send me a seed. If those of you that have never done it before, try it tonight. If you're doing physical action with your wife, be talking while you're doing it. Men and women are so different. I don't want to talk when I'm having sex. I'm having sex. I should talk. What are we talking about? I don't want to be talking when I'm having sex. That's not what I want to be doing at the time. But for women, they have two sides of their brain. They have two sides of their brain. That's why you can be doing something with a woman, she's saying, is the door locked? She's with you, she's doing the thing, but she's saying, is the door locked? One side of her brain is the one doing it with you. Another one is checking the door, checking window, closing curtain. Did I off gas? Other mind has gone down to the kitchen. That's how they're wired. So you must talk to her. When you're having sex, say nice words. Say, I love you. You're beautiful. You're sweet. Yeah. See, all these things will be awkward to you at the start. But trust me, you give her emotional security. She must never feel she's contesting for your affection with anything. Not work, not us now. Not another woman. That's the worst. Not another woman. So you must, if you are still among those guys here that you are hiding access to your phone, you're already a suspect. I don't know why men even do that. Why do you want to hide your phone? I mean, what are you doing on the phone that needs to be hidden? You're already a suspect. You're already a suspect. That gives a woman incredible insight. And you need to understand, guys, women are not trying to be difficult. If you don't understand what I'm saying, catch this one. Women are not trying to, they are just responding the way they are wired. A woman gets turned on in a trusting relationship. Trust, you know the way you can get turned on by seeing a naked woman? A woman gets turned on by trust. So she's not trying to be difficult. She needs you to give her emotional security for her to love you. She needs it. There's a hormone called oxytocin. This guy is a doctor, so he knows what I'm saying. It's what helps a woman bond. It flows when a woman is breastfeeding, for instance. Part of what helps her bond with the baby. All right, that's a love hormone. A woman's oxytocin flows when she's in a trusting relationship. So it gets her it's part of what gets a woman in the mood sexually too. So it actually literally gets her in the mood when she can trust you. So when you are chatting and you're off your phone and you go and bath, put your phone here and you enter bathroom. You're not giving emotional security. You're looking like there's something suspicious. So it makes her literally, not be in the mood at all. And she will give you stress. She needs emotional security. So apart from words and affirmations, make sure you're living your life in a way that, she's not contesting with another woman. She's not looking for where you are. Some of you've even committed offenses before in the past. To build trust, to rebuild trust, you need extra effort. You've committed offenses before in the past. You are the one that should be submitting your phone for checking. Not I say, don't check my phone. No. When you are going to bath by yourself, say, honey, hold my phone. I'm going to bath. You are rebuilding trust intentionally. Instead of you to be hiding it. When you go out, you have committed offense. When you go out, do video call. Before she does video, you do video call. Say, honey, how are you? I just want to check up on you. See who I'm with. Oh, I'm with Bode. Bode, please greet her. And we are here. This was happening. Do commentary. Because you already know what she's thinking. Don't wait for her to, because whenever people say, I know my wife, that should be a positive thing, not a negative thing. Most of when they say to make it negative. I know my wife, I know what she's thinking. So you know what she's thinking. So why did you do what did you do about what you knew? If you know what she's thinking, that she's wondering, where are you by 8 o'clock? Who are you with? You've committed offense before now. You're a parolee now. You're on parole now. People on parole, don't they report to their parole officer? You're on parole now. Why are you doing like you don't know that you have been convicted before? You're a convicted criminal now. And you are still waiting for me to tell you. You are the one that will do video call by yourself. And report yourself. Say, see where I am. And see what I'm drinking is malt. Report yourself. That's the sign that you are repentant. Women are not difficult if you know their language. They are not difficult at all. At all. Sometimes I wish I could enter some men's mind. Women are as easy as they come. You just have to understand them. Of course she's bothered. Of course, like I told you, she's naturally paranoid. You left the house for 2 hours, you've not spoken to her. She's already wondering, and the thing is that she has no control of where her mind is going. She can say, these 2 hours, you've already met a woman, you've married her. That you're doing traditional marriage right now as you travel to the village. That's what she's thinking. I'm telling you, that's how her mind works. So what you have to do is to help her bring some sanity to that her mind. Say, hey, this is where I am. This is what's happening. Some of you say, the way your covenant even demands it, that your wife has full access to your finances. Because nowadays, you can't even commit adultery without money. So if she has full access to your... Yes. You can't commit adultery. At least you pay hotel. You pay hotel. And mostly, those girls don't do it for free. You settle them either before or after. But there must be a settlement. So if she has access to your finances, she sees what's going on. She feels comfortable. She feels safe. So you are intentionally creating emotional security for her. And these are things other men will make you look like you are a slacker for doing. But you are building your own family. Because at the end of the day, everybody will leave. All you have left is your family. Your real marking scheme is your family. Not even your business. It's not what you leave on the earth. It's what you leave inside the earth. That's your kids. So emotional security. Don't ever feel she's contesting. She never feels she's contesting with any other woman. That's the worst thing you can do. Worst thing you can do, to cheat on a woman. Trust me. Most people never recover from it. You will not live it down all the rest of your life. So don't even think about it. Don't even attempt it. It's too costly. Give her emotional security. I'm just touching these things on the surface, okay? They are all large. I did almost 1 hour teaching on them. It's on my YouTube channel. You can get it there. Number what am I in? Number 4, physical security. All a woman's need is tied around security. Physical security. You must protect your wife. You will never let anybody insult her. Never let anybody maltreat her. Starting from your own extended family. Many men struggle with understanding how covenant marriage works in the Bible. The principle of marriage is that therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother. Many men still see their moms as their blood and their wife as the secondary family. No. That's not how it works. That's not biblical. It's a struggle with men. Because most times too, the chemical of your mother breastfeeding you too, you've not pulled out from it. So you are more attached to your mom than your wife. The Bible is clear. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother and cleave. You can't cleave until you leave. And leave doesn't mean you abandon your family. It just means there's a clear sense of priority. Who comes first? You didn't choose your mother. You didn't choose your siblings, but you chose your wife. You made a pledge. You didn't make a pledge anywhere to your mom. You didn't make a pledge anywhere to your siblings. But you stood before God and made a pledge to your spouse. You are now one with your spouse. Say the two of them shall become one flesh. That phrase, one flesh, means one person. It's a covenant term. It means you are in a covenant. In fact, the real statement, blood is thicker than water, is not what we have turned it to be. The real statement, blood is thicker than water, is talking about covenant blood. Because those days, you can't sign a covenant without blood. Even our covenant with Christ and God is by the shedding of the blood of Christ. That's why we take communion. He said, do this in remembrance of me. We still drink his blood to remind us you are in a covenant. Oh, you're not a free agent. You're not a free moral agent. Somebody get what I'm saying? Blood. So that statement, blood is thicker than water. What they are saying in that statement, the real meaning, is a covenant statement. It means that the blood of covenant is stronger than the breaking of my mother's water in her womb. Do you see the meaning? The covenant of blood, or the blood covenant, is superior to the fact that me and this guy came out of the same woman's womb, which will broke her water. That's what we have turned to blood is thicker than water, to mean that your biological blood. No, the Bible is clear. It said there is a brother, is a friend that sticks closer than a brother. That scripture says the real meaning is that there's a covenant friend, because there's not any friend. There's a covenant friend that sticks closer to you than a brother. Is somebody getting this? Yes, sir. You will see scripture confirming this in John 3:3, where it said, you must be born again. And the guy says, how can I go to my mother's womb? And Jesus said, you must be born first, of the water, and then born of the Spirit. Now, I know we've turned it to many revelations, but that water he meant there is water of your mother's womb. He said you must first be born into the physical earth, then you now be born into the Spirit. So he now, in the next verse, he now explained it, that which is born of the flesh is flesh, and that which is born of the Spirit is spirit. So what they were describing there was water of the womb. Do you get that? So, physical security. You must protect your wife from your family. You can't get married and 13 of your brothers are staying with you. No. You must protect them. Everybody in your house must know your wife comes first. That's why it's even strange when I see people, maybe a man dies and the siblings are dragging property with your wife. What are you talking about? What are we talking about? What are we even talking about? Those guys won't take care of your kids. You better know. They're going to use your kids as house help. The only person committed to your kids is their mom. And in covenant, that's your partner. Maybe when I come again, we'll talk about covenant more, what a real covenant marriage is. Two of you are one. By the time you're separating your property, you're already separating your lives. Is somebody getting this? Make sure nobody harasses your wife. Your mother should not. If your mother has issues with your wife, she should talk to you. Like Pastor Mildred shared, the first time my mom met her, and spoke to her in the way she did, in the story she shared. When I got home that day, I gave my mom a piece of my mind. I said, don't ever. I love you, but look, this is my wife. If you have any issues with her, talk to me. Don't ever. And that ended it. I remember it took us 8 years to have our first biological child. So my mom had many other opportunities to harass my wife, but I had laid a good foundation. So it didn't happen. It didn't happen. In the 8 years, there was not one harassment from anybody. Because they know me. I would turn to a lion if you say anything about my wife or say anything to my wife. So it's important you protect her from your siblings, from your family, and from any other person. Sometimes you need to protect her from her own family. If they're overstressing her, overcalling her, when they call, you pick the phone. Say, yeah, how can we help you? We're busy now. She will call you later. Because you know they harass her and they want to collect money from her hand. You pick the phone. So you must protect her physical security. That's why it doesn't make sense for you to be the one beating her. It's a no-no. It's a no-no. A woman was never created to be beaten by you. In fact, the reason why you were made stronger than her is to protect her. That's why you were made physically stronger. And men don't understand it. A woman's body is incredibly soft. About 20 times softer than a man's body. Because your function is different. You enter the bush, you hunt. The old men, the first men, so their body had to be strong to be able to go through the bush. A woman's body is for carrying babies, carrying children, so her body needs to be soft. So men don't understand it. All of a woman's body is sensitive to touch. A man is only one place where sensitive to touch. Only one place. All our bodies are sensitive to touch. So this is why most men, your wife must have complained about this. Most men, when they want to have action or do something, they just go straight to the point. Just hold that here. And that thing irritates women. You want to do something and just go straight to the point. She's like, what's wrong with you? Because for you, you're not sensitive in any part of the body. So you think, we want to have sex, we need to go straight to the parts where there's feeling. No, all of a woman's body has feeling. So if you want to have sex with your wife, if you start by rubbing her shoulder, it's sexual. If you start by rubbing her hair, it's sexual. Every part has feelings. So I also teach women the same thing. Because a woman wants to play with you, she's not rubbing your hair. You're like, you're disturbing me. You can see I'm doing something. You are disturbing me now. I'm reading. It's because you have no feelings there. So I have to coach him that he doesn't have, don't waste your time. Just go straight to the point. All right, but on the other hand, she is sensitive to touch. She'll touch her every other place. She's okay with it. Let me close. Number of Pastor standing here. I'm sure he wants me to round up. They didn't give me time out. You see the problem. So number what am I in? 5. Provide vision. Provide vision. Women are incubators. You must always give her something to dream. Please don't carry a woman along if there's nowhere you're taking her to. It's like taking somebody right. Say, enter car. Say, where would they go? Just they see. That can work for a few minutes, but after some time, we'll all get tired. A woman needs to have a sense of going somewhere. She doesn't only have a physical womb, she has a spiritual womb. The same way you put sperm in the womb and she gives you a child, she wants you to put something in her emotionally and spiritually that she can birth. A woman was created to birth. A woman feels frustrated when she has nothing to birth. That's why when the family is struggling with infertility, it's a woman that feels it more because she believes she's wired to do this. And she's not able to do it. So you must give her vision. Where are you going? Where's your family going? Give her dreams. Share those dreams. Don't think there's nothing she can do about it. No, she's an incubator. She wants you to share. If you don't give her what to believe for, she'll be looking for other things to do. Give her dreams. Give her vision. And let me tell you a secret. This is why most other men that understand this are surrounded by women. Because since that woman's husband doesn't see the value in her, they've recruited this woman. So in Nigeria, most bank MDs today are women. Most large corporations. Because women are nurturers. Men are not nurturers. Men want freedom. So if a man even promotes him to any point, he wants to go and start his own. He's still looking for that his freedom. But a woman doesn't want to go anywhere. Where's she going? She wants to nurture this one. She's fine. Not looking for a new start her own business. That's not her dream. They are incubators, that's why. So if you're married to a good woman and you're not planting your own vision, other people planting the vision. She will carry it for them because she must carry something in that womb. She wants to carry something in that womb. So what's the vision? Provide vision for her. Then lastly, I'll stop at number 6. Provide accountability. Always a major turn on for women. Accountability. You're the head of the home, but you too must have a head. The structure God gave is not that you're a headless head. You're not the supreme being, the supreme emperor of flat 8. That's not what God intended. No. You too must have a head. Say the head of every woman is the man. The head of the man is Christ, and the head of Christ is God. So there's a system. So you too must have accountability. Who are you submitted to? Who can she call if she can't get across to you on something important? Many families have been broken because there was nobody that could speak over the house. It's important. One of the gifts, it's a gift to give. Like I told you, her mind is almost paranoid, the way it is. It's a gift to give her by saying, hey, honey, if at any time, these are major turn-ons for women that men don't get. That's why your money doesn't make a meaning if you are missing all these other things. She doesn't see money as important as you see it. So one of the gifts you need to give her is that, hey, honey, anytime you feel I'm being stubborn, you can't reach me on important. And some men have destroyed their family because they went to make a stupid decision that they could have stopped. I can't count how many men have destroyed the good thing they had going by one erratic decision. I want to relocate to Nigeria. I want to relocate to London. And they uproot themselves at the wrong time. And their wives were telling them. But nobody else, apart from the voice's wife, could speak. So you must give us somebody, sometimes two people, that say, if I'm mad, at any time I can reach me, these are people you can call that I respect. It will give us so much comfort to know that even though you are the head of the home, you still have people that you're also accountable to. It's a big gift you give a woman. When I met my wife, before we even started marriage, for when we were still dating, I took her to my mentors then, Reverend Sam Ademi, Reverend Victor Ademi, and Pastor Albert Odoweli. I said, these are my mentors. Take their phone numbers. Anytime you feel you can't reach me, call them. And in these 17 years I've been married, a few times. Because some people think I'm a relationship coach, like I got it right all the time. No. You can't be a real general without scars. Mm-hmm. You can't. You're not an authentic one. You're not an authentic one. All right? So a few times, she has had to call my pastor and say, hey, talk to your son or talk to this guy. I don't like this thing. Sometimes I'm still in the right because by the time I explain my side of the story, my pastor will know, that's fine. He'll be able to interpret. You see, sometimes part of what I do as a counselor is to interpret. Because when the two people are talking, they are too emotional. So I interpret that what your wife is saying is this. She doesn't mean bad. And I explain to her, what your husband is asking for is actually good. And that many marriages have been saved just by that perspective being given by a neutral party that is not partial. But many families don't have that. So when the things that causes war, they could be settled. It's just that our ego is raging at the time. If a neutral party calms everybody down, drink water, everybody relax. All she's saying is this: can we compromise on that? You'll find out that a lot of things can be saved. But when ego is raging, we just want to show who is stronger, and we'll go and destroy a family just to prove a point. It's men that do that because we have more ego. I told you I was talking to a major general over the weekend. He said, I resist every sign of control. Major general that you control everybody in your life. You've lived already for how many years controlling people everywhere, giving orders. He said, I resist every form of control. And what his wife was asking for was a good thing. So I had to make him understand. She's not asking for a bad thing. But I also had to make her understand the way you're asking for it too is what's making it. He's not even fighting the point. He's fighting control. So that interpretation, and that's where a neutral party comes in. So you must have a counselor, a pastor, or someone over you, your life, your marriage. Because sometimes you're not seeing well. Focus creates blindness. As I'm looking here and I can't see behind me, I need somebody that is looking, has a better view and say, hey, even the best guys have coaches. The best guys have, Lionel Messi has a coach, Ronaldo has a coach, Roger Federer has a coach. They're the best guys in their game, but they know the value of a coach. When you get to the stage where you think you don't need a coach, you're about to hit destruction. You must always have somebody that can speak into your ears. I was telling them somewhere, I said, those richest men in the world that are divorced, they probably have financial advisors. They have stock exchange advisor. They have legal advisors. They didn't think they needed marriage advisor. Some of them might even be, how can I be paying somebody to tell me marriage things? But look at the cost of divorce. You are going to spend more. Just pay me. How much? $1,000 per hour. I'm not even expensive. Just pay me and I'll help you. Were you blessed?
Well done, man. Well done. Come on, let's do better than that. Let's put our hands together for Pastor Kingsley.